Hello everyone, I am Arglin, your local Zergo Poly engineer, and today I am back with another Overengineering video. The level we're going to be tackling today is 4-15, but this time we're not going to be going to the normal 4-15. We're going to be tackling its bigger brother, 4-15 Master Mode, which is a workshop level created for the Master Mode campaign created by Mason and Hazelstorm. The rules are, I am limited to using only the materials I am given in the level. Second, all roads must be kept flat at all times. Third, I must use a maximum of only 2 hydraulics. 4. All roads must move separately between hydraulic transitioning phases. And 5. I am not limited to being under budget. I can go over budget if I need to. So with that in mind, let's begin. So in the Master Mode version of 4-15, I now have to use 8 roads to transport a compact car, 2 bikers, and 4 Vespas across. Now, I wasn't sure what to do with the roads, so I started playing around with different positions, and I eventually came down to this idea. Labeling the roads on the left half 1, 2, 3, and 4, I wanted the second set of roads to be rearranged in reverse order, 4, 3, 2, and 1. But of course, with the added catch that each road had to be disconnected from each other and flat at all times. After that, I can just copy it, rotate it 180 degrees, and then paste it. This should be pretty easy, and I should be able to do this in a couple of hours, right? So here's my first attempt at moving the first road. I was going for a 90-degree rotation because I had the space to do so, even though the arm was pretty long for what it had to do. Regardless, I pushed on. Now, those with keen eyes will see that it's basically a 4-bar parallelogram linkage, which is pretty helpful in keeping the road flat wherever I need. And it works just as I had hoped. Perfect. Next, I began to do the same thing for the second road. You can see that I'm making a 4-bar parallelogram linkage once again, with the road being part of the linkage. And once I got that working, I hooked it up to the hydraulic with more 4-bar linkages. Wait, that's not right, the linkage is too short. Whatever. It's good enough, so I'm just gonna roll with it. Next road. Now, I actually skipped road 3 for some odd reason. I really don't know why I did this. I guess I was just in the mood of doing road 4 instead. So once again, I was using my line tool and then bisected the connection and then worked on continuing the rest of the 4-bar linkage. After that, I anchored it into place and then added the extra bracing bar for the 4-bar linkage, which you all seem to really either love, really hate, or just get completely tripped over with the visuals. Then I hooked the 4th road to another part that I already knew was rotating 90 degrees. I also did some more bracing as needed. Nice! Oh, and of course the biker has to come down and break the bridge. What do I expect? Okay, now we're on to road 3. More steel, more linkages, more bracing, more hooking together. You get the drill now. And there we go. With the exception of the other biker once again breaking parts of my bridge, phase 1 for half of the roads is now done. And with just a simple flip over to the other side, I'm now... oh god. That's very tight on budget, but let's just ignore that for now. So now that I've fixed the split joints in the center, let's give it a test. Wait, what? Hang on, did I split the joint something wrong? Oh wait, yeah, I missed the split joint here. Whoops. Remember kids, check your anchors. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Okay, just to explain why it's not connecting. Remember when I said this was my first attempt at moving road 1? Yeah, using the 90-degree movement relies on a single hydraulic having enough power to lift an arm that's way too long with a rod at the end of it. As a result, it flexes and causes the hydraulic to not push it all the way up. So, of course, I at least tried to salvage the situation with a counterweight system that could maybe ease off some of the arm's weight, though this led to stuff breaking and a good couple of hours going down the drain with me desperately trying to get things to not break. Finally, I chose to just scrap the linkage used for Road 1 and 8 because it's rotationally symmetrical, and go for a 180-degree rotating arm. It's smaller and lighter, even though it does move a lot more vigorously than the 90-degree rotation. It's kind of hard to see what's going on here because there's a lot of stuff layered on top of each other, so sorry about that. So now that linkage is done. Hooray! Now to just select the whole thing, copy it, flip it, and then paste it. That's over 100% budget. I capped the budget. Nope, that's it. I'm done for tonight. It's 11:30. I'm going to bed. Alright, day 2. Let's get down to business. So, you'll notice how I'm not in Polybridge 2 right now. And it's because I'm going to try to cheat in unlimited budget. In the main campaign, you can achieve unlimited budget if you solve a level under budget. This isn't possible to do in the workshop, however, or at least not exactly the same. So what I'm going to do right now is, first, save half of the bridge I already had and then grab its save file. Second, find a suitable level for the save to be put in without having parts phasing into the ground. Then, I load in the file, and as you can see, it's perfectly intact. Now, I'm just going to turn on unlimited budget, and then flip it over. Now, this is where we begin to exploit unlimited budget. I place down a long cable, and then I place down another long cable, then some more, and then some more. And finally, after placing enough cable, you can now see that the budget has become unlimited, which is perfect. Now to just save this file. I've now transferred it back into the workshop level saves folder and loaded the file in. Perfect. Now I can remove the cables and we're now good to go. As you can see, our budget is literally unlimited. How is this possible? Well, it has to do with how the game stores values. The game checks if a design has a budget that is greater than double the given budget. If it's below double, then it falls under limited budget, even if it's over budget. If it's more than double the budget though, it'll think you've created a design under the case of having an unlimited budget attribute, and as a result gives you unlimited budget, even if it's not in a regular campaign level. Now I've decided to go overboard just to make sure we're safely over double. That unlimited cost for all those cables, that's actually 15 million. This is because the game treats 10 million budget as quote-unquote unlimited, which is why you see that it says 56% over budget, even though it's not actually over budget. And if you're wondering, yes, that percentage can go over 100%. Note though, this will not help you cheat through levels, mostly because you can see in the top right there's a red exclamation point. That means that it knows you have cheats on, so it does not count as a legitimate solve. Rather unfortunate for me, but sometimes you gotta make sacrifices to over-engineer. With that whole long process complete and that pesky budget no longer in our way, I'm now working on getting the 180-degree rotating arm to be hooked up with the hydraulic. Took a while, but I finally got the mechanism working. I then added some counterweights to make sure things would swing enough. Yes, they finally reconnect. Now for phase 2. So, the next part is going to require another set of arms that allows it to move freely. The only problem is that I can't exactly detach from one arm and reattach to another arm so easily. My solution? More joints. These diamond-like shapes are modules that connect with the rods. The plan I had in mind was to have the rods be disconnected from the original arms and then have the new arms connect to the diamonds. Also, now you can see me slowly going through the split joints to make sure things actually connected properly, because when you're building big complex bridges, I can't exactly trust that the split joints are actually going to be correct automatically. But midway through this, I realized a huge mistake that I've made. Let me explain. Any two rows that are connected to each other are also connected to a linkage each, meaning that the point where two rods connect has both linkages connecting to that point as well. Meaning, in order for all of them to disconnect independently, I need a 4-way split joint for this to be possible. And 4-way split joints just don't exist in this vanilla game. And there's no way I can really circumvent this. So, you know what that means? Time to start all the way back to square one. Yeah, so for the rest of the day, I spent my time slowly remaking the entire machine. I don't think I need to repeat myself, so just enjoy this time lapse. Alrighty then, day 3. So let me fill you in on what you've missed. Now essentially I have arms with diamonds on them. These diamonds connect to more diamonds that then connect to the roads themselves. Now we finally have something that can properly pass between arms. Now what you're watching me do here is play around with split joints to make sure things properly connect. I would give you another time lapse, but I'm not going to because it's just a whole mess, so let's just skip a whole ton of hours ahead. And, well, yeah, this place is a bit of a mess. Let me just try to at least somewhat explain what any of this is. You can see a little bit of wood that's peeping out right now. That is actually what is going to be connecting to the roads. I won't go into the details of how I even figured out any of this because that would take an entire stream on how I hooked things and got things to connect. All you need to know is that I managed to do an inverting linkage so it will mirror itself and move the wooden beams together. And as you can see, it works completely fine. Now, I was going to start connecting the roads, but then I checked the time and it was already really late at night again. So, time for day 4. So, it seems that this level was finally coming to a close because I got all of the stuff that was needed for it. And I already got through every single stage properly, except the final one. This level proceeded to haunt me for the rest of the day because of that one final stage. It was just a nightmare to work with. Pieces were breaking, parts were folding on each other, things were not connecting correctly, and honestly I can't even explain what happened during this whole time because, well, it's just a whole spider web of metal and just stuff. But after a total of 4 days of building, scrapping, planning, and redesigning, the bridge was done. This is possibly the biggest project I have completed to date, and I am definitely not going to go with any bigger projects than this. Right, yeah, that project. We just have to find out when that's complete. Well, that's all I have to show you for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, please leave a like. And if you would like to see more upcoming insane bridging projects like this one, subscribe to the channel. And as always, I'm your local Durable Poly Engineer, and have a wonderful day.